And why has he not been running as much as in past years? The Seahawks quarterback addressed that and more when he held his weekly meeting with the media Thursday. How is Russell Wilson's hamstring? Why did he seem upset that the Seahawks called timeout in the fourth quarter Monday night? Why has he not been running as much as in past years? The Seahawks quarterback addressed those questions, and more, when he held his weekly meeting with the media Thursday. Here are 5 things that stood out. His hamstring is just fine, thanks for asking. Wilson somewhat surprisingly showed up on the team's injury report Wednesday, listed as fully participating in practice with a hamstring issue. Wilson smiled and said he's fine when asked about the injury Thursday, which he said occurred late in Monday's game when he slipped on the turf throwing a pass to Tyler Lockett, apparently an 11-yarder to Lockett on the first play after the 2-minute warning. Wilson had to be listed on the report, even though he didn't miss any practice, since he had enough of an injury that it could potentially have limited him. You'll recall the Seahawks' past issues with the NFL on this topic. Yeah, I'm fine, I'm good, Wilson said. You've got to report everything nowadays, I guess. I'm not sure if gambling is going to change the game. Everybody has to know everything now. But on a serious note, I'm fine. I'm good to go. Ready to go. Wilson said he was running away from Khalil Mack, actually, threw it back inside to Tyler and I kind of slipped on the turf or whatever. But I'm fine, so yes, he's fine. He wasn't mad, he just didn't understand the timeout. Wilson appeared upset when the Seahawks called it timeout with 7:20 left in the fourth quarter, facing a 1st and 10 following a play where a Rashad Penny 4-yard run had picked up a first down. Wilson's reaction has led to rampant social media speculation about why he was upset, some wondering if the quarterback and Seattle coaches are on the same page in terms of how much freedom he has to call plays on the field. Coach Pete Carroll said Wednesday that he called the timeout because he thought the team was misaligned and the play clock was running down, though there were 9 seconds remaining on the clock at the time. Wilson threw a pick six 2 plays after the timeout. Wilson essentially repeated what Carroll said Thursday, saying, "I didn't understand why we used the timeout, which was Seattle's second of the half, but I think coaches saw something that he wanted to make sure that was right and fixed and all that. We're rolling, but it's no big deal. Just, man, shoot, why did we use a timeout there? I didn't understand it. But think he thought somebody was misaligned, which maybe somebody was. But it's no big deal. Coach can always call timeout and do his thing. Trying hard is all he knows." Carroll said earlier this week that he thinks Wilson is over-trying at times and pressing in difficult situations to try and see if he can come up with a way to make something happen. Asked about that comment Thursday, Wilson said, "I'd rather try than not try. That's how I look at it. I always give 100% and give everything I can from a preparation standpoint all week, from the time you get back on the plane to the time you get to go back on the field, and I can say that for every game that I've ever played in my life I've always given. That's all I know. So what is the problem with the offense? I think we started off slow. I think that's really the part to it all," Wilson said. "We need to get going a little earlier." Wilson said he thought the offense played the way it's supposed to in the fourth quarter when it gained 196 yards and drove for 2 touchdowns other than the Prince Amukamara interception that was returned for a touchdown. "One bad play," Wilson said. "That's my fault. But we showed resilience, we made a lot of great plays. I think there are really a lot of good things and some great things and some not so good things that we can fix and fine-tune. Those things are all fixable. Brian Schottenheimer is doing a great job." The team's offensive struggles through 2 games has led to questions about how well Wilson is working with Schottenheimer, who was hired to replace the fired Darrell Bevell and also serves as the de facto quarterback coach. Asked to compare the offense of the past 6 years to the one now, Wilson said, "I wouldn't say there is a drastic difference. I do think Schottenheimer is doing a great job. I think we are going to kick into where we want to be. I think we have a chance to be really good. really, really good on offense, and that's what I'm excited about. It's not the coach's fault or anything like that. We have to stop getting ourselves in trouble, first and long situations and stuff like that. And we are going to do that, and we are going to fix it all. Running will come when the time is right. Wilson hasn't run a whole lot yet this season with 22 yards on 5 carries. He averaged 36 yards rushing per game last season. That also has led to some curiosity if Wilson has the same freedom in this offense that he had under Bevel. Carroll said Wednesday Wilson has more freedom than he's ever had. Wilson always maintains that he's never really looking specifically to run, and he reiterated that Thursday. It's always been the case. When it's right for me to run, it's the right time. Trying to make first downs and make plays, Wilson said. So yes, despite a lot of internet rumblings and grumblings, no real discouraging words from Wilson were heard Thursday. Seahawks QB Russell Wilson talks about facing Dallas Sunday.